Hello everyone. Let's talk about Exodus chapter 20 today. This is a very important chapter in the Bible. It contains one of the most well-known and significant passages in religious and moral history, the Ten Commandments. These commandments are fundamental principles that form the basis of ethical and moral conduct for Jews, Christians, and are recognized by many other cultures and religions as well. The chapter begins with God speaking to Moses, who is on Mount Sinai. God introduces himself as the Lord, the one who brought the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. This introduction establishes the authority of the one giving the commandments. Let's discuss the 10 commandments one by one. First commandment: You shall have no other gods before me. This commandment emphasizes monotheism and the exclusive worship of the God of Israel. The second commandment: You shall not make for yourself a carved image, you shall not bow down to them or serve them. This commandment prohibits the worship of idols and graven images. The third commandment: You shall not take the name of the Lord, your God, in vain. This commandment cautions against using God's name frivolously or falsely. The fourth commandment: Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. This commandment prescribes the observance of the Sabbath as a day of rest and worship. The fifth commandment: Honor your father and your mother. This commandment emphasizes respect for parents and authority figures. The sixth commandment: You shall not murder. This commandment forbids taking another person's life. The seventh commandment: You shall not commit adultery. This commandment prohibits extramarital sexual relationships. The eighth commandment: You shall not steal. The commandment forbids theft. The ninth commandment: You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. This commandment warns against lying and giving false testimony. The 10th commandment: You shall not covet. This commandment addresses the internal attitude of desiring what belongs to others. After hearing the 10 commandments, the people become fearful of the presence of God on Mount Sinai, and they ask Moses to be the intermediary between them and the God. They express their desire not to hear God's voice directly, fearing they might die. God provides instructions on how to build an altar for sacrifices, emphasizes the use of uncut stones and forbidding the use of steps to reach the altar. Exodus chapter 20 is significant because it represents the establishment of Mosaic law, a foundational moral and ethical code for the Israelites. These commandments cover various aspects of life, including religious beliefs, social relationships, and personal conduct. They continue to have a profound influence on Western legal and moral traditions, and they remain a central part of religious and ethical discussions in many cultures to this day. So, how can we apply these commandments to our everyday life today? Is to understand that we are not to harm anyone around us, we are not to think ill of anyone around us. We have to be kind, and we have to live up to our morals and principles. Thank you for listening. May God bless you all in abundance.